Hi guys, and welcome to Mark's Sussex Allotment. It's been about 10 days since my last sort of weekly, fortnightly update, so I thought I'd give you an update now. So quite a lot's happened in this last few weeks. I've been coming up for about sort of 2 hours a night. So I've strimmed all this over about sort of 3 or 4 times now to get it really down, quite low to the ground, so it's a bit more manageable. And I've just started to slowly dig over these top 2 beds up here. But other than that, there's not a lot really going on at the top side at the moment. I've got some mini sort of snacking cucumbers in pots there with some fantastic little self-watering sort of tube things that I got from the pound shop or something a couple of years ago. So they're going to be good for sort of kids' lunchbox, things like that. I've got red Duke of York new potatoes in pots on the left-hand side there, and on the right-hand side in there I've got Kestrel, I think they were. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look down the other side. I'm going to show you something that's incredible. Is just dug out of this little corner here was all of that stinging nettle root. I've never seen anything like it. Some of it's sort of centimetre thick. Absolutely crazy. That is like a tree branch. So yeah, I've dug that up. It's literally everywhere, absolutely everywhere. It's taken me a long time to do it, but I don't think any weed killer is going to deal with something that size. So the rhubarb has taken off now. I've given that a good feed and a really good water for the last couple of weeks, but the other one I might actually just dig it out because it's not really doing very much, and the crown looks dried up and quite crispy. I revived the strawberry bed, so I dug out all the perennials in there and weeded it and cleared it all up and put some new ones in. I think they're first or second year strawberries, so I'm not expecting much this year, but they should come good next year. Sorry. I sorted this area out as well, and I've got I think it's a red currant or black currant tree bush, sorry, which I've dug around and give a good feed and watered it now. Won't get anything up with this year, I wouldn't have thought, but hopefully it will come back next year or the year after properly. And there is a gooseberry bush which I just found randomly, dug it out and put it there because it was in a bed where I didn't really want it. I also sorted out the compost heap, which I've turned over a couple of times. It's so dry, it's going to take ages to really break down. I'll put some sort of manure and stuff in it as well, but it's just so dry, and we haven't had any rain for about a week and a half. So I don't know what will happen with that. We'll have to wait and see. McComfrey's coming back. Some nice little patches of it there and there, along with some more stinging nettles that if you leave for 2 days they grow 2 inches. It's incredible. So down into the tunnel, it's all doing very nicely in here now. So I've got some Montego peas that I just planted out a few days ago, and they'll just grow up those stakes next to the grapevine. I've tidied the grapevine up really nicely, just two sort of stems now, and I've got some grapes forming. It's a Muscatel sweet grape, it's a variety. So I don't know if we'll get anything off there, but it's a bonus if we do. I've sorted out my tomatoes and strung them all up. So I've got 5 or 6 of those, and they're Sun Gold, the best variety in my opinion. And down here I've got the Savoy cabbages, which are coming on really nicely now. It's a really nice leaves on those. And there's an aubergine black beauty that I've put in there that I just picked up from a garden centre at the weekend. The other cucumbers are doing quite nicely as well, so they've come up quite nicely now, although they're starting to curl a little bit on the leaves. I don't know if that's something to worry about or not, but hopefully they'll start moving up this construction sooner or later and we'll get some nice cucumbers. And over here, just some more Savoy cabbages and cauliflowers. These are doing really well. It's incredible what you know, being in a tunnel, sort of constant temperature and decent amount of watering and no sort of wind and rain and everything can do to these things. Because outside, I'll show you the equivalent ones that went out in exactly the same day in a minute. But so also I've got a couple of cherries here. That one again has got some weird sort of leaf curl. This is what it was like when I bought it actually, but if anyone knows what that is, leave a comment underneath. And a grafted pepper there, which is just starting to set the first fruit there, which is quite good. I've got some carrots that I planted a couple of weeks ago, only just starting to stick their heads up now. Really, really slow germinators, but I can see the first line there, and there should be another one just starting to start there, but I can't see anything yet. Radishes, this is crazy. These are less than 2 weeks old. they've already started to ball up. I don't know if you can see that, but absolutely incredible. That's like 2 weeks worth of growth. Absolute madness, but that's amazing. And the cucumber melons are just starting to come up there. They're really slow growers in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else had much success with these, but I find them really fiddly. They go all over the place. They don't seem to grow very strong or anything, and then they just flop all over the place really. So outside we got the shallots, which again are not doing really, really well, and they weren't planted that long ago. But yeah, and a couple of little gems that I just popped in there because I'd run out of room for them. Under here I've got some sweet Lisbon, white Lisbon spring onions, which I just popped in there in little batches that were just planted straight out. But we've got rabbits up here and they're everywhere, so I'm having to put defences on absolutely everything this year. And again, you can see the Savoy cabbages. It's a lot smaller outside than they were inside. Not a lot of difference, not massive amount of difference, but you can definitely see it. There's probably about an inch or two in it. Got some butternut squash which I planted, looking really, really limp, but hopefully it will come back. But it has been really, really dry. I've watered it lots, but there's 2 of those in there. I've also put out my runner beans, and we're going to get some wind tomorrow night, so I've put those up there, and I put some bricks on them to weigh them down so that we just protect it a little bit. Because the last thing I want is putting these out on a nice warm day and then them getting absolutely battered by the wind. But there's 10 of those and some nice new stakes that I bought for those. I've got cobra beans, which I've just put on a little wigwammy type thing here, just to get a sort of smallish crop of those. I've got some courgettes, which I've got 4 or 5 of. There's one there, one over there, and 2 in this bed. And you'll see inside there, you can see a leaf has been, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's been nibbled off, so I'm having to barricade everything at the moment. So I've just put this little construction around it, because rabbits just eating anything. I also put out the sweet corn. Sorry, there's absolutely loads since the last one. I've just been so busy with it. So there's a nice little block of sort of 12 sweet corn there in a bed that I've dug over recently. There's nothing in that one yet because I've got plans for that one yet, but I haven't done anything with it. Here is the asparagus bed, which again, something's been nibbling these. Just can't seem to get away from something doing something up here. But it's, I really can't really see these angles very well, but there's some lovely asparagus there. But I think the manure there and the straw makes it quite hard to see. A bit further up here I've got a watermelon, which apparently grows in our climate, just picked up from a garden centre, and another courgette there, and a squash. I can't remember what variety it is now, but the leaves are starting to be yellow on that, so I'll just put some sort of manure around it and giving it a good feed, so hopefully that will sort itself out. And finally another construction for lettuces, because they start getting eaten straight away. You can see the leaf damage in there. So I've got some little gems that I got some plugs of from the garden centre. I've put in some chard, I don't know where you can see that. There's some chard seedlings just through that hole. They go all the way down, and some beetroot through there as well, but I don't know where you'll be able to see that very well. But yeah, there's some beetroot in there as well. So yeah, I've been very busy, lots to do, but I'm really, really enjoying it again. I hope you're enjoying these updates, and stay safe. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye.